Hey guys, welcome to another MapleStory 2 class review, and today we're going to be covering Priest. Okay, let's cover over one of the most absolutely hated classes in the entire game. Yeah, I said it, this is one of the most hated classes in the game. Wanna know why? Because those stupid Priest bots. God damn it. Oh my goodness, okay, I didn't really run into Priest bots too much because they didn't come in until after my Runeblade and my Assassin actually got past that point and we're just doing hard dungeons. But holy crap, I was trying to queue up and I ran into like 5 priest bot, I can't speak. I ran into like 5 priest bot parties before I ran into like an actual party, and I did that every single time I want to go into a new dungeon. It's insane, what the hell? It's actually funny because even though some of the priests, they like to make their names look rather convincing in the sense of it looks like someone actually made that name, it's not just a whole bunch of like or whatever, like it's just not some like gibberish on the screen. No, you can still tell if it's a priest or not. Alright, in all seriousness though, let's get the review started with your standard disclaimer. This is not a guide, this is not a how to play, this isn't a should you play or any video of the sort. Just my honest thoughts and more importantly, my first impressions on the class, so I'm by no means an expert or anything, but I do have a good general understanding and knowledge of MapleStory 2, so take it however you want to take it. From the beginning, priests are an iconic class in MMORPGs, or rather healers for the sword. Their healing capabilities are the bread and butter for any successful party, along with their other utility skills. Well, in MapleStory 2, that's no exception. Priests are one of, if not the most important single class in MapleStory 2, and in most parties and raid groups, you always carry at least one priest, especially for harder dungeons like the Chaos raids. But how well are they in terms of solo play, and more importantly, how fun are they? Sure, they're super useful in parties, but are they a benefit when you're going about just your daily life in the game? Quite, actually. In fact, along with being one of the most important classes in the game, priests are also probably the best solo class too, since they're incredibly self-sufficient. Not saying they do a lot of damage, but you can play a priest without needing really any external sources or resources. Priests are a scepter and codex wielding class who specialize in more defensive aspects of fighting, winning by preservation and maintenance, and doing damage by proxy, since you keep your teammates alive, which therefore means more uptime and DPS. Obviously, being a supportive class, priests are not the most offensive guys out there and suffer from a bit of a lack of damage. Interestingly enough though, priests can do a ton of DPS if they went for a damage build, but that in turn makes them a glass cannon of sorts, since when you opt for a damage route, essentially you forego your ability to heal sufficiently enough. In a gameplay sense, all a priest does for the most part is just heal and do some chip damage. Your objective is to not be at the top of the party DPS charts, but more so keep your party members alive. You'll almost consistently be doing the lowest damage, but by sustaining your party and keeping them healthy and full-spirited, you yourself are contributing damage because your party members are doing more because of you. I don't remember exactly how the statistics work, but having a decently stacked priest in your party is more damage than a DPSer if the other party members are playing optimally. Let's get into the skills though. Priests have very simple abilities. Honestly, in my opinion, they're quite boring, but they are effective. You usually divide priests into 2 ability aspects, utility and damage. In the utility department, you have your basic standard healing prayer, along with extra healing abilities like Celestial Blessings, Sanctuary, and Angelic Ray. They also come with other utilities like Shield of Archon, Holy Symbol, and Celestial Blessings also can give you buffs. All in all, priests come with a healthy set of defensive utility, but they lack offensive utility. By offensive utility, I'm referring more towards breaker skills. Smiting Aura and Celestial Blessings do have a damage increase component to them, but I'm thinking more along the lines of crowd control, enemy debuffing, and whatnot, like Knight Stunning or Breaking Defense. But their lack of offensive utility is not the reason you want to get them anyway. Apart from Heavy Gunner, no other class in the game allows you to heal other party members, nor even close to the speed and potency of a priest. And with passives to increase set healing like Healing Mastery and the fact that your heal strength scales off of your own magic attack, priests have double scaling properties. Double scaling in video games usually indicates exponential growth. While a single scaling character would be getting stronger consistently, in a linear sense, double scaling is multiplicative. If you take Assassin for instance, they're not only scaling off of bonus damage, but also critical damage, since critical damage is multiplicative, therefore by stacking damage you actually gain more than just a flat increase. As for priests, you not only gain more damage, but stronger healing, which means you need to spend less resources healing your party, which means more uptime on your end damage-wise. But doesn't really matter, since unless you opt to spec for an offensive build, you give up healing almost completely. Well, almost. Speaking of their offensive capabilities, priests are not too bad in the DPS department since they're one of the fastest spirit regenerators in the game, and a good number of their abilities have base damage rivaling that of their sister class Wizard, while still being able to heal a relatively decent amount on the side. 2 of Priest's offensive abilities, Sanctuary and Angelic Ray, heal allies and damage enemies simultaneously, so you can still get a little bit of healing done, just not as efficiently as an actual healing spec build. That being said, while priests do have offensive abilities in their kit, they're nowhere near as potent as DPS-oriented classes like Wizard, Berserker, and Heavy Gunner, because otherwise priests would just be absolutely broken, let's be real here. I do enjoy the fact that Nexon gives you the option to go for an offensive spec in your build, but at the sacrifice of healing and vice versa. It gives players choice in what they want to do in most fights, but I think everyone just unanimously agrees to go for healing. So far I've been praising priests this whole time, and rightfully so. They're very useful to have. But what are some cons about the class? Kinda nitpicking here, priests have one of the worst dashes in the game. Heavenly Wings by itself sends you dashing 4.5 meters ahead and healing you by a small amount, plus boosting your movement speed for a few seconds. Sounds like one of the best basic dashes in the game, right? But here's why it sucks. Priests can dash towards allies for increased range, just like how Runebladers dash doubles in distance if they dash to an enemy. Plus, priests will heal and buff the ally the same way they buff themselves. That sounds good, right? No, it isn't, because it means your dash is a lock-on ability, and you do not want that on a skill whose main purpose is not to go towards attacks, but to run away from them. More often than you might think, you can inadvertently dash into an ally when trying to avoid an attack and it kills both of you guys at the same time. It doesn't happen like incessantly, but I've seen some accidents. Second, Priest is boring. Very boring. All of their abilities are very basic, even if they're strong. If we go by their offensive attacks, Holy Blast, Scourging Wave, Angelic Ray, they're all just blasts of light. I said that priests are not a damaging class, but the gameplay still gets very repetitive. Apart from maybe repositioning a few times, you're just standing still and like mashing a single button. I know what you're gonna say, that's like every other class in the game too, but for some reason just it feels more noticeable on a priest. So practically speaking, priests are really effective, but interactively speaking, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like a very interesting class. On the other hand, as for how future-proof priests are, they will always be future-proof. There will never be an instance where priests are not a good idea. Back in MapleStory 1, yes, bishops became obsolete since you could spam potions over and over again, but in this game, the potency of curatives is suboptimal at best, so you will need a priest. In regards to their strength early, mid to late game, they're consistent at all stages, but scale very well due to the aforementioned double scaling. The one thing I think they should do to make priests more rewarding to play, and also more fun to play, is to add conditional aspects to their kit that require combos, or chaining even. Actually, that goes for a lot of classes, but Nexon could stand to add more complexity to their kit besides by pressing this skill you heal for 5000 HP. As for rating, 9 out of 10. Just a solid class and will always be a solid class. However, don't misunderstand. Priests are not a carry class, they're a crutch class. You'll almost always need a priest in an organized raid party, but they don't guarantee success, only prevent failure. So you'll have to get some other stuff in order to perform well, but you can never go wrong with having a priest. As for playing a priest, like I said, this is not a should you play or a recommendation of whether you should play. But me personally, I don't find it very fun. I'd rather someone else be playing a priest while I play a DPSer, but that's just me. I'm pretty selfish. Anyway, that should be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any discussions regarding priests, share them in the comments section below. As for what class I'm doing next, because you guys requested by popular demand, I'm going to be going for Heavy Gunner, and I've actually designed him already. You'll be very surprised as to what he looks like and what he's even named. I wish I could be pumping these review videos out a bit faster, but I do need to get the character to level 50 plus first, and I could spend 4 to 5 hours grinding the quest line to do so, but I'm a busy person, so I have to do the AFK fishing or music method. But I hope you guys don't mind. I think it's actually good to spread it out a little bit because we can see just like how much the classes grow over time. But for the most part, yeah, I think that's good. Thanks again so much for watching, and if you want to see more class review videos, there should be a playlist, or like the end card popping up right about now, there should be a playlist on the screen, like I think towards the right. It takes you to all the videos I have so far. If you have any class requests, let me know in the comment section below, but for now, I will see you guys again soon. Take care.